Hello everyone, welcome to this video. I'm Simon from APAX LAB, one of the two co-founders. And today we wanted to do this video to share the genesis of the business, to share with you, what brought us here, who we are as a company, and a little bit of our journey and where we're heading to in the future. Now, you are more than 25,000 people following us on Instagram, and we thought it was high time that we started a YouTube channel just to have this longer format of video where we get to share some of the insights of what we do and to share a little bit more about us as a company. So we started the business approximately a year and a half ago, but we started thinking about doing what we do today exactly 2 years ago. So back in roughly July 2023, Camille, my partner and also business partner, and I were in France, in the south of France, and we were discussing about launching this project. And we were trying to figure out what it would look like. And the gap that we wanted to fill in the market was giving people the ability to have amazing water for their coffee. By then, we already knew that water was probably the easiest hack to quality in coffee. And we knew that this was the way that anyone worldwide could improve their coffee super simply. I've done lots of coffee competitions, I've done lots of research, worked in coffee education for the majority of the last 10 years. And my areas of expertise have been around sensory analysis of coffee and brewing, and more specifically around water chemistry. So to give you an anecdote, back in 2019, when we were preparing for the national championships with my good friend Carlos Escobar, I started deep diving into water chemistry in order to have replicable water. And I realized that when I was playing around with the different ratios of different minerals, I was having such a massive impact on the cup profile. And what I wanted to do is understand how I could manipulate those ratios, how I could manipulate those minerals so that I could predict the impact that I was having. And that got me really deep into the rabbit hole that is water chemistry for coffee. And what we realized is that we were having such a massive and predictable impact on the coffees that we were making. So we would sometimes make coffees that were just average, and we would change the mineral composition and turn this coffee from an average to an amazing cup of coffee. And we have countless of anecdotes like this where we prepare for a coffee competition, we're in the morning, the coffee's not tasting great. We make 10, 20, sometimes up to 30 different water recipes, not changing any other variable. And by then the coffee tastes absolutely phenomenal. So between 2018, 2019 up to 2023, that's pretty much all I was doing for coffee competitions. I was just nerding on water chemistry, playing around with a whole bunch of different minerals, trying to understand how different ions in water impact the final flavors in coffee so we could have predictability, replicability, and we can control flavors. So if I wanted a coffee to be sweeter or rounder or juicier or more acidic or less bitter, I knew roughly exactly what to do with the composition of these minerals. And that's been our area of expertise. And we got to a point where we won a couple of competitions. So Carlos won in 2021 the National Brewers Cup Championship in Australia. I won the AeroPress that same year. Then we did a whole bunch of finals and coached a few friends here and there to amazing results. And it got to a point where people worldwide started asking us, hey, can you send us some water for my competition in in Hungary or in South America, in the US, in the UK, and we're based in Sydney, Australia. And I can guarantee that shipping 5-10 liters of water is extremely difficult and costly to do from where we live. And besides that, it's also the fact that we don't believe that one water works for every single coffee. And a lot of the time we'll change the water that we have for a specific coffee. So if we think that the coffee needs a bit more body, we'll change the water composition and all of a sudden it gets a bit more body. So we never believed in, I make a water, I send it to you, you use it and it's perfect for your coffees. In 2023, I started having a lot of people worldwide reach out, asking me for some tips and advice on either how to make their own water or how, can we work out a way for me to send them water? And we started basically downsizing all of the waters that we were making. We started basically concentrating them more so it's easier to ship. And we started making those little test tube filled with like 20 ml of water that you can then dilute into more water and have essentially all of the minerals that we use for our competitions. And we shipped that to a couple of people. These people all won the national championships. And then we had more people ask us, hey, can you do more for us? And we also started thinking, we need more flexibility in the way we do that. So we started including a dropper that sort of looks like this now. So a dropper that allows you to dose the concentrate a little bit more precisely rather than dumping everything and diluting that. And those people started winning more with these prototypes, and then we made more prototypes, and we got so much momentum in 2023, sort of end of 2023, that we thought we can actually make a business out of this. It's no longer feasible for us to be running this out of the garage, essentially like a startup. It was taking us a long time to manufacture all of these products as well. And we thought, okay, we need to scale up, we need to make this bigger. We're getting a lot of momentum. Some cafes start using our products behind the bar. And that was a worldwide phenomenon. 2023, we decided to make it a company, launch the company. We started, working on the branding, working on the design, sourcing packaging, directly with massive manufacturers in China, started working with manufacturers in Australia in order to bring our products to life. It was a very difficult journey because we created a product that did not exist, and we had, I think, approximately like 12 companies refuse, like not even be interested in working with us. When we pitched the project, nobody wanted to do it, even though at the time we already had plenty of orders for prototypes, so we had good volumes already. We had plenty of refusals from companies to work with us, and that was difficult, but we eventually kept going and kept looking for the right partner, and eventually found the right partner, same company that we've been working with since the beginning. They are absolutely amazing at manufacturing our products. And for April 2024 in Chicago, 40-50% of competitors use our prototypes, and Martin Wolf ended up winning with our prototypes. And a month later, we launched the company. So we opened pre-orders, we sold out very quickly. And the funny thing was that we moved 90% of our volume outside of Australia. So it was a global phenomenon, and we're extremely happy about everything, and that helped us grow the company and go to a whole bunch of expos and double down on that momentum that we had. And then fast forward to this year, 2025, in Jakarta in the World Brewers Cup Championship, we had 88% of competitors use our products, 88% also in finals, essentially 8 out of 9 in finals use our products. So it's been a very, very, I would say, long journey, but also in such a short time. Everything's happened very fast, and we're extremely grateful to everybody that has been supporting us throughout these year and a half, last 2 years. Anyone that has been backing us since the beginning with our prototypes. But we thought it was insightful to some of you who are just new to this journey with us to know where we're coming from. So we're a small company based in Australia, but growing rapidly. And we definitely have big plans in the future. We'll be launching new profiles in the upcoming months, and we'll have new collaborations as well. This is something that we're starting to do more and more. Just behind me, I've got 2 collaborations that we did with famous roasters worldwide. So this one is a profile designed for April Coffee in Copenhagen. We've designed it to work specifically well for their coffees, and we're seeing more and more of these collaborations emerging, essentially combining our knowledge around minerals and the way they impact coffee, and working with different roasters around the world in order to cater for their coffees. I've also got one from Hatch in Canada behind me as well that we designed to be versatile across all of their best coffees. So we're doing more and more of this in the future. You'll see more and more of that from us, and you'll also see more and more use of minerals in different beverages as well, not just coffee. And this is one of the things that we often get asked. Are we going to be into other beverages like tea, matcha, coffee, chocolate, or even wine, beer? And that's definitely on the radar for us in the future years. But for now, we're fully focused on coffee. You'll see more of what we do for other beverages in coffee, such as espresso as well. This is something that we want to put a bit more focus on. Even though the products that we've designed work really well for espresso, we have definitely been putting more of our focus on filter use. So this is, just a brief explanation of our journey. We're born out of coffee competitions, and we, sort of like dominate as a company the coffee competition scene in terms of usage of our products. The vast majority of competitors worldwide that win their AeroPress or Brewers Cup championship use our products, and we've heavily invested in the research and development in that sense. And now we're lucky to see more and more cafes use our products behind the bar to elevate the coffee service that they have, to elevate the coffees that they serve behind the bar, and to be able to push the boundaries of coffee. So thanks for joining us in this journey. If you're new, I'm glad that you got to see some of the insights and some of what brought us here. And if you've been here from the beginning, we're extremely grateful to have you along the way. And looking forward to seeing all of you guys in the many, many years to come and the exciting upcoming projects that we have.